Hello, Squirrel Tribe. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We're going through the computer again today, so hopefully everything is the correct orientation here. It is Friday, y'all. It is November the 15th. It has been 10 days since the election where Donald Trump wiped the whole earth with Kamala Harris. It was a runaway, in my personal opinion. Now you have Butts County in Pennsylvania talking about how they're going to count all of the ballots that came in, either without a date on them, without a I don't remember what else it was missing, a date and something else. But Butts County, I don't know if you guys remember during the election, they were having power outage issues. They were having issues with their Dominion voting machines. They were having all kinds of stuff that was going on that stopped them from counting their ballots, which is very interesting. And now they're saying they're going to count the ballots, even though legally they can't, but they're saying they're going to count them and try to tally them up and add them to the totals. Not like Butts County, Pennsylvania is going to be the make or break in the election. It's not like things are going to change. Donald Trump is president-elect. There will be no going back from that. Kamala Harris has gone just ghost since November 5th. So I was looking for her. I was trying to figure out what she's been doing. Now, she went to the Arlington National Cemetery on Veterans Day with Joe Biden and well, technically she went with Doug Emhoff. She was there with Joe Biden and Jill Biden. Jill and Kamala completely ignored each other, just ice queens doing their thing. But since then, haven't really seen her. I was looking for her on social media, trying to figure out where she's been. And during the whole campaign, remember she had Kamala HQ that was posting all kinds of just blatant lies on X during the campaign, trying to make Kamala sound like she was, worth a shit when she's really not. That whole account is totally gone. It's done. It's no longer in existence. And why would it be? She's not necessary. It's not necessary. She's no longer in the running for the president, right? But then Kamala Harris, she had two X accounts, Kamala Harris and Vice President Kamala Harris. During her campaigning, she shirked the Vice President Kamala Harris X account and her duties as Vice President and only focused on the Kamala Harris one. Well, now that everything's said and done, she's back to posting as often as possible over on the Vice President one account on X. And I just think it's just interesting how not only did she lose the presidential election, she gave her concession speech and then just completely scooted back into the shadows where she should have been to begin with. She never should have been front and center on any ballot whatsoever, on any stage, any campaign. None of it should not have happened. And now she's just kind of somewhere. We don't even know what she's doing. Same thing with Tim Walz. So I was trying to figure out what Tim Walz has been up to. Has he been hiding after all the allegations came out against him with sexual abuse or sexual misconduct, technically is the right word, and abuse and pedophilia and whatever else, all the allegations that came out while he was a teacher in Nebraska? Haven't really heard him speak on that. There were a couple of articles that came out with like Yahoo News and stuff talking about it, but Tim Walz never did acknowledge the claims against him, which to me is interesting that he didn't ever acknowledge them. Now, there was that fake kind of thing of acknowledgement where his team reached out to Black insurrectionists, which we talked about numerous times, who has now been outed as being some middle-aged white dude. And there's a whole kerfuffle there, which I didn't trust the Black insurrectionist person to begin with, but that's not here nor there. All of the allegations that came out, the media and the Harris-Walz campaign did look into them. To me, and again, I'm just going to put it out there, if there hadn't been some iota of a thought that it could have been true, the campaign team wouldn't have looked into it. They've been like, it's nothing, whatever, it's not a big deal, it's all fake, whatever. But for them to reach out to people and reach out to previous students and reach out to people over the pond in China, to reach out to ex-posters, Black insurrectionists, and try to find out more information, I feel like they already knew that there was the possibility that good old Timmy boy could have been a little handsy with students while he was a teacher. The whole thing with Tim Walz is very interesting, very trash to me. And paying attention to him is something I plan on doing now that he's back, and paying attention to his role as governor in Minnesota. Because let's not forget that Tim Walz is the same one in Minnesota who has taken the word pedophile and pedophilia out of the legal jargon for the state so that if there happens to be, I don't know, allegations that come forward about a man, grown man, maybe in his 40s, 50s, 60s, I don't know how old Tim Walz is, and a student or just a younger person, that person that's being accused won't be accused of pedophilia. They'll be accused of sexual misconduct because it holds a different weight to it and it has a different level of ick behind it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how to explain that, but a different level of ick. If you say to me that, because the crazy thing is when you're 18 and you're sleeping with a 16-year-old, technically the 18-year-old could go to jail for statutory rape, depending on what state you're in. If you're 26 and sleeping with a 16-year-old, that's disgusting. If you're 36, 46, 56, sleeping with a 16-year-old, that's the epitome of ick. That is something that literally makes you vomit in your mouth and also makes you want to get extremely violent with said 26, 36, 46, 56-year-old, right? Like, because there's nothing okay about that. Well, Tim Walz decided that for Minnesota, they're going to take the ick out of it. If the word pedophile or pedophilia is no longer there, then it's not automatically thought of as being gross and disgusting and illegal beyond all belief. It's just thought of, as sexual misconduct or sexual abuse or whatever. And not only that, minor attracted persons is the new phrasing for stuff, which is they're trying to make it seem like this is not a mental health issue. They're trying to make it seem like it's not a disgusting whatever the crap that it is. They're trying to make it seem like it's a normal thing for grown ass people to be sexually attracted to underage individuals. And it's not okay. It's not normal. It's absolutely disgusting. Tim Walz in Minnesota is also one of the states that allows you to have a abortion up until literally the head's pushing out. Like you're crowning, and then they're like, oh no, let's have an abortion. Tim Walz is okay with that. He has signed it in. You can have an abortion up until the very, very end. He has also signed into law in Minnesota that if you happen to attempt to have an abortion, whether it's by pill or by scraping, pulling, suctioning, whatever it is that they do, and it doesn't take and you remain pregnant, that once you push the baby out, they no longer have to try to save that child's life. The doctors and nurses can just stand there and go, oh well, it made it, and then turn around and walk away. And if the baby dies, it dies. And that's okay with people in Minnesota. Not all people. Some people who voted Tim Walz in before they knew what kind of Satan spawn he is, voted that in. And I can guarantee you, I would really hope, let me not say guarantee. I would hope that the next time they have to vote, that Tim Walz will be voted out, especially after seeing how he acted during the presidential campaign and everything else. I hope that they vote Tim Walz out and bring somebody else in. Tim Walz, his right-hand man, is a man dressed as a woman. Like, there's something wrong in Minnesota. Plain and simple, there's something wrong in Minnesota. And I personally am thankful that I do not live there. One of my favorite people here, I call you guys YouTube family. One of my favorite YouTube family people, Marvin, he's in Minnesota. And Marvin is a big part of the channel. So like he's always here, and he was on my other channel 2.0. And it's really hard for me to go, well, but you live in Minnesota. Like, how are you there when you don't align with any of those kind of things? But it's unfortunate. There's so many people in areas that do not align with what those areas stand for. If you look at the map from the presidential election, and look, let's pull up my phone because we're on the computer again. So let me pull up my phone. Let's see if I still have this picture in here. Watch, my dumbass have gotten rid of it because I'm like, I don't need it anymore. Y'all, because this is how I roll. I get rid of the stuff I want. Nope, found it. Haha. All right. So if you look at this map of the United States, the majority red, right? Majority red. But then you have enough of these blue pockets of woke libtard morons in the blue who vote, and your state goes blue. It doesn't mean that the state is blue. It means that pocket is so densely populated by idiots that it was able to turn a state blue. We are a predominantly red country. At the end of the day, we are predominantly red, and you just have little pockets of areas where people are gullible sheep who are easily brainwashed and will fall for absolutely anything and don't have a thought for themselves. And so they vote blue, right? So when I look at Minnesota, which y'all, I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm half smart. I don't remember which state it is up in here. I know it's over here, but I don't remember which one it is without the other states around it called out. Look, this is why I'm not a teacher or a historian or anything to do with anything that needs to know exactly where every single state is. I know where the ones that I like are, and that's what matters. Not that I dislike Minnesota, but anyway, even Minnesota is predominantly red. All of these are predominantly red, and it still has a blue governor. It still has somebody that the majority of the state does not align with leading the state. That's crazy, right? It makes you wonder if every effing thing is rigged when it comes to elections and everything else. Whether it's your city council, whether it's for your state, this is the one time that I don't think the presidential election was rigged, but I'm still, and I've talked about it before, I'm still wary. It's going way too smoothly over here. Way too smoothly. Like you have Joe Biden and Jill Biden grinning ear to ear while walking through the White House with Donald Trump when they did their little sit down a couple days ago. I have the picture. Where'd it go? I had the picture, y'all. I get rid of everything like an idiot. Like I kept it and then where did it go? Way too many pictures in my phone. How about that? I screenshot the crap out of everything because you just never know when you're gonna need something. And then I don't have it anymore, but it's in the thumbnail. It's in the blurry little thumbnail that, look, I could just do that. Hello, Michelle. You can do that. Y'all, sometimes my brain does not do what it's supposed to do. Look at the bottom right there. Look at Jill Biden in her pink, not blue. Look at Joe Biden in his purple tie, still not blue. And look at Donald Trump with his, red tie, but blue suit, but whatever else. Those two, Jill Biden and Joe Biden, look ecstatic to be handing over the White House to Donald Trump. The reason I'm okay with that is because of the coup that was pulled on Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure they're both really pissed at the Democrat Party and they're perfectly okay with handing it over. I also start to wonder if towards the end of the campaign, when every time Joe Biden got up and talked and he would like say something stupid like smack a Republican in the ass, like, sir, how do you smack somebody in the ass? Like on the ass makes sense. In the ass, you're getting a little too personal there, sir. He's making comments like that. He's calling Trump people garbage. I almost wonder if Joe Biden played extra dumb towards the end in hopes of pissing off more people and helping Trump win. Like because then after Donald Trump was named president-elect, suddenly Joe Biden seemed fully coherent and no problem whatsoever and could hold a conversation and read a teleprompter and not have any issues. It's very interesting to me. So there's that. Somebody says we hate Tampon Tim. So Jason, I'm assuming you're in Minnesota if you're going with the we hate Tampon Tim. I know a lot of people dislike him, and I think that over the course of the campaign, that dislike grew amongst regular people, but mentally deranged people may like him more now after watching him get up on the stage and, jazz hands everywhere he went and skip around and basically come out of the closet on national television. A lot of people may like him more now. I am not one of those people, so there's that. All right, let's pull up everything we've got over here on X so I can show you the stuff that I have been saving. There's a lot going on here. Number one, let me just read this. This guy says Republicans. Okay, it's a look. Can y'all see that? Hello, lighting is atrocious. It says Republicans. Kamala doesn't have enough experience. Also Republicans. Let's appoint a Fox News host for Secretary of Defense. We talked about this yesterday. Pete Hegseth, or however crap you say his name. More than just a Fox News host. But you have the left still to this day trying to undermine everything, trying to lie about everything, trying to make it seem like anything that Donald Trump could possibly do is bad, which is not how it works. I saw a thing earlier. Crap, where did it go? I saw a thing earlier. Did I send it to my husband? And they're trying to say that something that's happening currently right now is because of Trump in office. And I'm like, not the sharpest tool in the shed over here, but I'm pretty sure Joe Biden's still president. Donald Trump hasn't been sworn in yet. He's not president yet. He has nothing to do with anything that's going on right now. Let me see if I can figure out where this went. I'm going back and forth between the conversation with my husband on our messenger. As soon as he said mental health, nope, that's not it. Mental health, nope, that's not it. Crap, where'd it go? Y'all, it was really good. I got to find it again, and I'll find it and find a way to share it with y'all because I don't know exactly where it is. But it's one of those things where the left is trying to still convince people that anything that's going wrong right now is because of Donald Trump. They refuse to accept the fact that anything that's going wrong right now is due to the current administration. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are still the current administration. Yes, Donald Trump is president-elect, and yes, he's picking his cabinet members, but he is not in office yet. He cannot do anything yet. And to sit here and say that, whatever's going on is because of Donald Trump is just absolutely ridiculous to me. And it makes absolutely no sense at all that people are dumb enough to fall for stuff like that. Why can I not find the thing I wanted to show you guys? Because you would think I'd be way more organized. No, you wouldn't. Y'all know better. I am probably the least organized person you will ever meet in your life. Not on purpose. It's just I'm really bad at being organized. Dang it. I don't know where it's at. And it was really good. I'm going to find it and show it to you later. No. Anyway, it's fine. I'll find it at some other point. Not a big deal. How are you guys doing over there in the live stream? How's everybody's Friday going? You guys having a good Friday so far? Let's see. Somebody else says they suck at organizing. That's great. Alina Haba for press secretary. I recognize the name, but I don't know who that is. That's why we call you the squirrel, Jeffrey. Yep, I am a squirrel all effing day long. Not on purpose. Again, just how it ends up. Where is the other thing I was going to show you? So y'all remember, I didn't actually talk about it. It kind of blew over-ish before I got to it. And y'all know I have way too much stuff that I talk about. When FEMA was supposed to be out helping the people in Florida, we're not even going with North Carolina here. This is Florida after Milton. There was some information that came out about how FEMA was basically directed to skip any houses with Trump banners or Trump signs or that looked like they might possibly be pro-Trump, okay? And the woman that got called out for putting together that directive, her name is Marnie Washington. She was on a Fox News show, Fox News exclusive. It says, FEMA employee speaks out after being fired. And what's interesting is it's a Black woman speaking to a white man about the fact that she avoided Trump homes because she likened the people of Trump homes to vicious attack dogs. All right. It says here, the fired FEMA supervisor who told subordinates to skip hurricane-ravaged homes with Trump signs did a sit-down interview on Fox News and said that staff had the right to not go to homes with Trump signs if they were uncomfortable, similar to them avoiding homes with aggressive dogs on the property. Marnie Washington says this was FEMA policy and it applied in other states beyond Florida affected by the hurricanes. She says she's being made the scapegoat because she wrote the directive, which was later leaked to Daily Wire. Now, again, not the brightest bulb in the batch either, but if you wrote the directive, you're not the scapegoat. You're the whole reason behind the issue. You wrote the directive. It's not like somebody else wrote it and you just carried it out. You wrote it yourself. You can't be your own scapegoat. Like, that's not how it works. It is your fault. It is the problem you caused. You got called out on it. You're getting dragged because of it. Take responsibility for some dumbass decisions that you made. Own up to it and keep it trucking. Look, I'm gonna let you guys listen to this if I can get the volume up.
Have loose dogs and someone feels uncomfortable. We can't go to that home. If you have loose dogs and someone on the team is comfortable with dogs and another person is not, we can't go to that home because of safety precautions.
So you feared the Trump houses. The people on FEMA were fearing the Trump houses like they were fearing people with vicious dogs in their backyard.
Exactly. And that's based on the trends. You can ask FEMA.
What? Are you kidding me right now? Listen. That is completely ignorant, in my opinion, my personal opinion. That's complete ignorance. It is also trash. I don't believe her at all. I think she just did not want to go because she has been brainwashed by the left that Donald Trump and anybody who votes for him or likes Donald Trump must be racist. Obviously, just a bunch of KKKs running around out there. And why would you save our homes so that we can then turn around and chase you or do whatever? Y'all, It is absolutely ridiculous that the left is still pushing that anybody who is backing Trump has to be a racist. Some people don't like Donald Trump at all, but they like his policies. So that's why they're backing him. Some people don't like Donald Trump at all, but they really don't like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. And that's why they're backing Donald Trump. It is not because we're all hoping for some big Klan party someday. And it's not because we're hoping that we can take over and bring the Aryan nation back. Like, what the crap is this? Absolutely ridiculous that in 2024, after everything that this country has been through, that it feels like we are back to where it was in the 50s and 60s, before segregation was ended, before anything. It feels like we're back there, and not because of people like you and I making it so, but because of politics and media making it seem that way. Y'all, it is absolutely ridiculous to me that this is where we are, that somebody who's supposed to work for the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. That feels right, y'all. I don't know, too many words in my brain. It feels right that somebody who is part of their whatever would feel the way that they do. To me, you cannot be part of a group that is designed to go out, well, it's supposed to be designed to go out and help all individuals if you're going to be racist or ignorant against any of those individuals. It doesn't make sense. That's like me going out. This is going to sound stupid, but I don't know how else to say it. That's like me going out and saying that I'm not going to help Black people or Black women specifically because I think they don't like me because I married a Black man. You know, I'm a Becky who stole one of the good ones, like that kind of thing. It's stupid. Like, even saying it out loud sounds as stupid as it does hearing it for y'all, I'm sure. It's absolutely ridiculous to me that this woman, and that she went on this talk show with this man and was like, white people like y'all scare me. You're like vicious dogs. Anyway, absolutely stupid. I just wanted to show you that. Now, on top of this dumb woman, we also have another dumb woman. Again, the left makes women look real stupid. You have AOC here. I got two for her, y'all. We got two of these. So AOC thinks that this is her quote, almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating, and that a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally, point blank, period. Just before I play this little clip by AOC, can anybody remind me, where is our money going right now as a country, and who are we backing? We're backing wars right now, and if things continue on under the Biden-Harris administration, we will end up in a war. Not under Trump. Under Trump, we weren't part of any wars. We weren't in any wars. Yet under Biden-Harris, we've got the whole Ukraine and Russia thing going. We've got Israel, Palestine, Hamas thing going. I'm sure there's something with Taiwan in there at this point, and Iran also, like all kinds of stuff. But Tulsi Gabbard's pro-war? I don't know the last time Hawaii tried to pop off on any other country either. Like, doesn't make sense to me. But listen to, I'm not a fan of AOC, but we're going to listen to what she has to say anyway. I think she's stupid. I'm all for elevating your position in life, you know, from a bartender to politics. But there's just some people. Go back to bartendering, ma'am. That's probably what you're best at anyway. Listen.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals.
Including in Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
Between Joy Reid and AOC, they said, who are the two dumbest broads around? Let's find them both and put them down together so they can have a conversation and just sound as stupid as humanly possible for however long their little talk show was. They are both morons. Both of them are morons. AOC, though, is even dumber than I even originally realized. What's happening here? Let's see. Da, 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 da. AOC is even dumber than most people realize. Let me play this for you. This is from my husband posted this on where'd it go? My husband posted this on X, and I want to play this. Number one, if a man said what you're about to hear, oh, it would not be good. It would not be good if a man uttered these words right here. Also, what AOC is saying can be misconstrued or taken, because I don't know how she really truly means it. It can be taken in such a horrific way. Let me just play. Hold on. Listen.
Because no is not a final answer. We need to have the mentality that no means find another way. No means try again. No means look somewhere else. No does not mean stop trying. Okay?
Ma'am, little stupid ass ma'am. No means no. No means no. Can I have sex with you? No. That doesn't mean you find another way. That doesn't mean you don't stop trying. That doesn't mean you keep pushing at it. No means no. Listen, the problem here is I don't have the whole conversation. She could have been talking about literally anything. But the problem here is that little snippet is going to be used for people to do really stupid things. Well, this woman told me that no doesn't mean no. It's okay. AOC said no doesn't mean no. And side note, AOC, her name is being tossed around by people on the left that she should be on the next Democrat presidential ballot as a nominee. What? I'm just going to throw my name on the Republican one. Sure, why not? If we're just throwing out names there, hello, I'll go up against JD Vance in 2028 and see what happens. AOC as a Democrat presidential nominee would be just as stupid. Actually, I don't even know if it'd be dumber or just as dumb as Kamala Harris, because they're both effing morons. Neither one of them are worth half a shit, not even, let alone a full shit. But for her to sit there and have this mentality that no doesn't mean no. When you're having this conversation, ma'am, you got to be real specific about what you're talking about. You have got to say no doesn't mean no in business situations when you want to blah, 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 blah. Like there are, I can understand there are times where no doesn't mean no. It means find a different way. But the problem here is a lot of people are going to hear that and they're going to take it for an okay to go out and not take no for an answer in situations where no should be the only answer. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. So there's that. I think she's an idiot. We already know she's an idiot. Now, this is another thing I want to show you. Bernie Sanders. I am not a fan of Bernie Sanders at all. I think he is an absolute effing moron. And I commented on one of his posts one day. I don't remember where it went. It was a while ago. Wait, replies? Does it show where I replied? No, I don't know how this whole X thing works. I'm trying to figure it out because I replied to a bunch of stuff under Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I'm very outspoken, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and everybody else. But Bernie Sanders is saying, he's got this post where he says, dun, 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 he says, why don't we discuss the fact that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Ellison own more wealth than the bottom half of Americans? Part of the answer is that the people who own the media are doing phenomenally well. They aren't interested in highlighting massive levels of inequality. Well, let's just think about this for a second. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Well, Jeff Bezos with Amazon employs hundreds of thousands, if not more people. So Amazon running and Jeff Bezos being, wealthy keeps people in a job. Elon Musk, same thing, keeps Tesla people in a job, SpaceX people in a job, Twitter people in a job, keeps money in the economy circulating. I'm not going to pretend like I know who Larry Ellison is. Should have looked it up ahead of time. Did not do it. So unfortunately, that's on me. But you don't see Bernie Sanders talking crap about, I don't know, George Soros, who is a massive Democrat push, has sunk billions of dollars into Democrat politics and presidential elections in hopes of getting the Democrats that he wants in place. What about he's not sitting there talking shit about all of the celebrities, whether they were musicians or actors or writers that sat there and backed Kamala Harris. Like, people who were smart enough to get to where they are in life, whether it's on a stage or writing or whatevering, making that kind of money, but were dumb enough to think that Kamala Harris made any sense as a president. But he's not talking about them, even though if you clump all their asses together, they still make way more money than the bottom half of Americans. Bernie, you can't point fingers this way if you're not going to, what's that phrase? Every time you point a finger that way, there's 4 more pointing back at you, which isn't true. There's only 3. My thumb doesn't point that way. That would be very difficult, but that's the phrase, right? 1 that way, 4 more pointing back at you. I still don't know what kind of hand that person has for that to work, because that's not feasible. But Bernie Sanders, between him and Elizabeth Warren, they are wishy-washy. That's my new favorite phrase, I think. But Bernie Sanders more so. Bernie Sanders walked out on that DNC stage and told everybody that they should vote for Kamala Harris and that Democrats are great. And then Bernie Sanders, as soon as Kamala Harris didn't win, gets on X and starts talking shit about Democrats. And it's like, did you get paid also? Because we know that Oprah Winfrey got paid too. So Oprah Winfrey got paid 2 different things of like $500,000 by the Kamala Harris campaign in order to do the interview with her. Cardi B swears she didn't get paid, but I'm not sure about that. Everybody that did anything for Kamala Harris during her campaign got paid to be there. I don't know, because I haven't seen it pop up anywhere, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like dig in and research it, but I can almost guarantee you that anybody that came out to speak for Donald Trump at the RNC or anywhere else, they weren't paid to do it. They did it because they believe in the man that they wanted to be president. It wasn't about a paycheck for them. Alanis Morissette, which when I was younger in high school, Jagged Little Pill, her CD Jagged Little Pill was my angst anthem. Like, I was all about that CD. Well, Alanis Morissette was going to perform for Kamala Harris, but then the check bounced or it didn't go through, and Alanis Morissette said, never mind. She was doing it for the paycheck. If those paychecks had not gone out, you really think Meg Thee Stallion would have been twerking on stage in Atlanta? You really think Beyonce and her mother would have walked out on stage in Houston if there hadn't been a paycheck involved? You really think John Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, Usher, well, pretty sure Usher was there because of Diddy Files. But anyway, most of those people that did anything for Kamala Harris is because there was a paycheck involved, not because they actually believed in the person they were getting up on that stage for. Whereas for Donald Trump, people believe in him. You had the Kamala Harris campaign trying to pay influencers to speak positively about her and, you know, whatever else. You also had people trying to pay Republicans to speak negatively. They were trying to get them to speak negatively about Kamala Harris. And I think it was in hopes of making Republicans look, what's the word? Shitty? I don't know the right word. Listen, I speak negatively about Democrats because I think they're stupid. Nobody's paying me. I'm having these conversations with y'all because I want to. And I'm speaking positively about Trump and everybody else because I want to, not because there's a paycheck involved, right? We're going to have these conversations no matter what. The difference between people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and even Tim Walz and Kamala Harris and everybody else is they are in it for their own personal gain, whether that's monetary, whether that's political, you know, moving up, whether it's whatever. Donald Trump, legitimately to me, does not fall into that category. He does not have to be president. The man has money literally falling out of his ass. Like, he does not have to do anything. There's nothing that says he needs to run this country. He didn't take a paycheck last time. He's probably not going to take a paycheck this time. There is nothing that says that he needs to be the president, which is why I think he is the best person for it, because he's doing what he's doing for love of country, for love of American citizen, for love of the well-being of everybody, not for the love of money, the love of power, the love of being able to lord anything over somebody else. And that's why I think the majority of Democrats in office are in office, not because they actually want to help their cities, their states, their people, the country. It's because they want that name, that title, that feeling of power, that I get to tell you what to do kind of thing. And they get paid for it. And they find ways to launder money like nobody's business, as you can tell from this ongoing money that we're sending to Ukraine for no effing reason whatsoever. It is all about money and power on the left, whereas I believe on the right, it is literally about helping the people and keeping this country great, making it great again, right? Anyway, Let's see what else we have here. There's like random little stuffs. How long have we been doing this today? 34 minutes. I told my husband, I said, I'm not doing an hour because there's a house we want to go look at that's for sale just to walk through because it reminds us of his mom's house in Georgia. I like the kitchen, and our lease on our apartment will be up in probably like a year. So we're looking now, hoping that once Donald Trump is in office, it is easier to buy the house that we would like to have because either the prices have come down or insurance costs have come down or interest rates have come down, something along those lines. So we're holding out, but we're still looking. This was what was crazy to me. I want you guys to see this. Look at this. Do you see that this road shut down? This is in Toronto. This is Taylor Swift. This is Taylor Swift. She has more police presence than even Donald Trump had getting into Butler, Pennsylvania, before they tried to assassinate him. They have the freeway shut down for Taylor Swift. She's an effing singer. What does she do that warrants any of that? Are you kidding me? I'm going to start just hiring my own motorcade. I'm going to hire my own motorcade and I'm going to have them go like stop traffic when I need to go to Publix or Walmart or someplace. It's because, oh, here comes SquirrelTribe. Yeah, do you understand how egotistical you have to be to have traffic shut down for you? The president makes sense. Some massive dignitary somewhere makes sense. Get Taylor Swift. You jump around and sing on a stage. The crap. Like, oh, this is why her tickets are so expensive. She had to pay off the military or the local police to shut down roads and get her motorcade through. Anyways, all right, last one, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Oh, so the thumbnail, I just remembered The View. So The View, y'all, The View, bless them. They have realized that they're stupid, number one, or at least the producers and the people higher up, the CEO, CFO, whoever owes of ABC, have realized that The View is going to crash and burn now that it is a Republican in office and not the Democrats, and that most people do not give a crap about whatever hatred they're spewing over there, right? So they're trying to find a way to make it more Republican. They are looking for different guests or anchors to come on that are more right-leaning or at least independent and less left-leaning. Y'all, I'm about to send in an application. Don't think I'm not. I'm gonna get my ass on The View and I'm gonna sit right across from Whoopi and we're gonna eye contact the whole time. And every time she opens her mouth, I'm gonna shut that shit down so fast you don't even understand. I'm like, come on, hire me. Let me on there. You need an outspoken female. Let me rephrase. A smart, outspoken female. Like, I'm not brilliant. Man, I could drag Whoopi, like one braid, just drag her around. Like, it would be great. I would go on The View for that alone, just to shut her ass up. I think it'd be good. All right, so this is the last one. This is Jen Psaki, or however the crap you say her name. Not a fan of her. Y'all know this. I want you to hear what she had to say here, and then we'll have a small discussion, and then I'll let you get along, little doggy. Get on with your day. So let's listen to this.
One of the things that's changed even since I got involved in politics is just the rise of the percentage of people who get their information off of platforms that have no fact-checking mechanism and no accountability for having disinformation spread, right? And as you know well, and I mean, when I got started in Democratic politics, most of it was like local TV ads. That was what it was about. Obviously, national TV, local print. Those local TV is held to a higher standard of accountability than social media platforms in terms of having accurate information on their platforms. That is crazy. And so it is, how does it change?
I don't care about the rest. When she said that local stations, and she's talking about like your local news, but she's also referring to The View. She's referring to CNN and MSNBC, saying that they are more truthful than social media platforms. Ma'am, this is the problem. I have realized, this is what I've realized, that the left does not understand the difference between the truth and a lie. That's the problem. They are of the mindset of, if you say it enough like you believe it, they will believe it too. And that's not going to work on people with brain cells. So bless her little heart over there, but Jen is a moron, because we have watched numerous local television stations who are full of shit in hopes of the people watching it not having the brain cells to realize they're being lied to, or not being smart enough to get on social media to fact check that way. Absolutely crazy to me. It used to be that your news stations were the ones you could trust, that you could go to for news, or at least that's how we felt, right? That's how we felt until we realized that it's all a propaganda machine. At the end of the day, it's all a propaganda machine. Hell, even I guess YouTube and X are still considered, because depending on which way you lean will depend on the things that are shown to you. So it's all, at the end of the day, everything has propaganda behind it. Everything is designed to push you in some sort of direction that they either want you to think or feel. And it's designed to elicit some sort of emotional response, whether it's a positive or a negative one. We are constantly, all of us, you and I also, are constantly being like corralled and prodded into whatever direction the powers that be want us to go, whether it's indignant outrage over, the trans push on children, which is, correct and fully viable reason to be outraged, or it's the push to think that if you're on this side of the line that you must be racist, bigot, misogynist, whatever else. Like, there's all these different ways that they're trying to push us in order to get to their agenda. And it's very hard sometimes not to fall into that group that's being swayed, right? It's hard to hold on to your own thoughts and opinions when you have so many other people trying to convince you that you're wrong on your thoughts or opinions, or trying to sway you into thinking differently on your thoughts and opinions. I'm always going to share mine with you guys. I don't expect you to change the way you think because of the way I think. I hope it just gives you something else to think about. But at the end of the day, I would trust a conversation here with y'all on YouTube or over on X before I would ever trust anything that comes out of the mouth of anybody on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, even Fox. Like, I throw all of them together because at the end of the day, they're all being pushed and prodded by big money to send their viewers in the direction they want them to go, right? So anyway, that's that. That's that. Look, this is way off topic. Let me not drop this, but there's a dog over there. Maxie Poo. Hi. Hello. Floofy. That's the golden doodle. People have asked to see him again, so I wanted to give you a little look-see before we hang up for the day. I put up a video this morning regarding RFK Jr. and Elizabeth Warren's dumbass. If you guys want to go check that out, that one was a good one. I enjoyed it. If not, no harm, no foul. And I'm sure I will see you guys again tomorrow. But tonight, y'all, listen, I know we're supposed to be really mad at Netflix, but I have to watch Netflix tonight because I really want to watch Mike Tyson knock out Logan Paul. So that's streaming for free on Netflix. I think it's like 8 Eastern, so 7 Central for me. I really want to watch that fight. I'm just letting y'all know it's the only place where it's going to be. So if you guys want to watch it, you got to have Netflix or somebody who has Netflix, or go to a bar or a restaurant that might be streaming it. But I'm excited for that tonight. That's what I'm doing in case y'all were curious. Gonna make some homemade guacamole and watch Mike Tyson knock Broski's teeth down his throat. So, not that I condone violence, but sometimes it's worth it because that Logan Paul dude is trash. So that's that. I love you all immensely. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys again tomorrow, in theory. If not, Sunday, sometime in the next 24, 48 hours. That's the plan. Y'all have a good night. See you later. Bye-bye.